Hey, what's up? It's Tim. I'm going to go over some of the grips that you can use on the bar this week. So I think I've done this before in another video, but this one is specifically just going to be about where you should grip the bar for the clean, where you should grip the bar for a press, where you should grip the bar for a snatch. So the first thing we need to go over is the bar. So if you notice, there's the smooth part of the bar and then there's the rough part. And this rough part is called knurling. That's with a silent G. And it's there so that way you can grip the bar more readily. It's got those little grooves in it, so it gives you some purchase. And then if you go down the knurling, they have this mark right here. And that mark just kind of gives you a way to gauge distance. So if you're really tall, of course your snatch is usually going to be all the way out by the bushing. That's this spinny thing right here. But if you're a shorter fellow like myself, then you need to use the markings on the bar to figure out where your hands need to go. So that way every time you go up to a snatch, you'll be set and you'll be symmetrical. So my hand marking for a snatch grip is putting my ring finger around that hole, around that line. And then I know for a clean that I am about a half a thumb away from that line. A lot of guys like to go in closer and they'll go like a thumb away from the smooth part of the bar, and that'll be their clean grip. An easy way to test it is just looking at your hips. So on your hip, you go a thumb away from your hip, and that's a good start as to where you can start for your clean grip, and then transfer that to the bar. I like to clean wide and I like to jerk wide, so I put my hands out wider. But the point is just use that marking so you can set your hand in the same place every time. And then for my presses, so bench press, shoulder press, my hand's going to go either right here where the knurling starts, or I'm going to go a thumb away, and then I know that I have that grip. Okay? So that's for hand placement. And then as far as what type of grip you should use, so we did cleans today. For a clean and for a snatch, you want to try and train yourself to do a hook grip. So that means your thumb is tucked underneath your forefinger and middle finger. If you can develop that grip, so thumb tucked underneath, forefinger and middle finger. If you can develop that grip, that's the strongest grip you can possibly use. And you'll basically, your grip strength won't be a limiting factor at that point. A lot of people like to tape their thumbs. I don't. I just get used to it. The only time I tape my thumb is if I do thrusters. And on thrusters, if it's a light thrusters, that means if it's under 135 pounds, I'll actually use a suicide grip. So that means my thumb is around the bar. And that just gives me a little bit more wiggle room in that front rack. A lot of people did Fran today as well. So if you want to try out doing a thruster with a suicide grip, that's the only lift I'll tell people to do a suicide grip on. Everything else you need to wrap your thumb. And if you're doing a pull, so if you're doing a snatch or a clean, you need to get the hook grip, because that will be your strongest grip possible. One thing about the hook grip in the clean is you need to make sure when you do it, you're letting that bar roll back after the pull into your throat. So you start with the hook grip, and then as soon as you have pulled, you bring that bar into your throat, you let it roll back, thumb opens up, bar rolls back into the throat. So that's just some words of advice that will hopefully help somebody with their lifts. Just getting familiar with where you put your hands and how you use your hands is just one less thing to worry about. So I hope it helped. Bye.